Okay, today I am excited to share with you my tender, juicy jerk chicken is the wok style way. And let's cover a little bit about authenticity. Authenticity is about the integrity and the originality of the dish. But the wok style way means that you just substitute, improvise with what you like. Doing it the wok style way just means doing it exactly how you like it. So if you don't like onion in your jerk seasoning, don't put it in. The most important thing is the thyme, the allspice, and the cayenne, and that's it. So the authenticity of a jerk seasoning is they use very spicy Scotch bonnets, but because my husband and I do not like it spicy, because it ruins your taste buds, I don't use Scotch bonnets. So I like to use just cayenne. So let's go over the spices that are involved with jerk chicken. Don't get scared with all these spices. I didn't really use all of them. The four most important seasonings in a jerk: allspice, thyme, cayenne, and if you like garlic and ginger. I always add it in. So what I did was put all those spices together, and I have made my own jerk seasoning. And the great thing about that is that now I've made it, I can actually use it on all sorts of different meats, not just chicken. You can do beef, pork, lamb, even fish. All right, so some of the other spices you could use is cinnamon, onion, nutmeg, and ground black pepper. And then also different types of chili powder or paprika. Paprika is actually not spicy at all. But I just wanted to show you, and this is not sponsored, but they did used to sponsor me with the jerk seasoning years ago. This is Ocho Rios, and they have a dry version and also a wet version. So today I am actually going to show you two different ways that I've already marinated the chicken. This side, I've used the wet jerk seasoning, and it is so spicy that they actually tell you on the jar, only use 1 tablespoon to 1 pound of chicken. That's how spicy it is. I used my own made up from scratch jerk seasoning. Okay, and the only thing that I didn't buy that's ground was the allspice, because all the jars, they don't really tell you exactly what's in it, and so I just used Bodum coffee bean grinder, and it's great for grinding spices in little small quantities. So I'm just going to quickly show you some of the side things that I have already cooked up to go with the jerk seasoning, which is rice and beans, very popular, but instead of using scallions, I use Chinese chives to give it a spot of color and to add more flavor. And I also added in a little bit of ghee at the end of cooking the rice, and adding in a can of the Eden black beans, and that made it so much easier and faster. So my whole thing is trying to simplify complicated or recipes that take a long time, and making it easy for busy people like yourself, and keeping it as authentic as I can and making it very tasty. Okay, so I had some Brussels sprouts and some bell peppers to give it a little bit of contrasting color, and then I also had avocado and some Persian cucumbers. So that's what this jerk chicken is going to go with. So I'm going to immediately start off. Always have a splatter guard. We're using avocado oil now for high heat cooking. Okay, so I'm going to zing this gas stove on. This is the Iwatani portable 10K butane gas stove. Okay, and hurricane season is coming, so this is a great way to still be able to cook and have your meals at home. Okay, we're going to zing this on like medium high, not too high, all right? And I have to say, a pair of tongs is very handy for doing this. So with wok cooking, The trick is to get your wok as hot as possible until you see a wisp of smoke before you add the oil. So here we go, I see it. So I'm just adding in about 4 rounds and just let this heat up a little bit before we add the chicken in. And I like to actually swirl my oil around a little bit so that it's going up the sides. I'm going to turn this down a little bit actually. Okay, here we go. As with any stir frying, it keeps your meat crispy on the outside and the inside will be very succulent and tender. And you can make it in your wok. Can you believe it? Because this has a perfect surface area for cooking it. Alright, I'm just going to have a little peek. Oh, it's looking really good. Yeah. I'm going to just quickly show you. You see? It looks lovely and crispy. I did a lovely picture of how I put all the spices together and the different colors. It's really lovely. And how you check whether your chicken is done or not if you don't have a temperature gauge like I do, it's very easy to just use a toothpick or a fork. And when you press it down and blood comes out, that means it's not ready yet, the inside. If it comes out clear, then you're done. But I don't like to overcook it because then it becomes dry. So let's talk about the cut of chicken that I use. This is chicken thigh without the skin and the bone. But next time I'm actually going to have both of those things because in Asia we like to have our meat around a bone because it keeps it more succulent. Now this is going to be very close to being done. And I'm just going to move the thicker part into the oil. Get meat that has a little bit of fat around it because that's what will make it very succulent. And I don't like to overcook my meat because it becomes dry. I've actually switched it off because even after you've stopped the heat, it will continue cooking. So now I'm going to just move it on the side, up the side of the wok, you see, so the fat will drain off, and this will be lovely. And that is how you make the jerk chicken. There we have it. Okay everybody, that was jerk chicken done the wok style way, and next week another surprise from another area of the world. And let me know if you got anything you want to see, and goodbye.